So today we're actually not going to be riding this thing. Fortunately, I got pulled over a couple nights ago with these South Dakota plates on, and we're here in California. So the cops did not like that. And plus I broke a couple laws, ran a red light and a stop sign, didn't have a motorcycle license. So they told me to stay off the streets with this thing. So I'm leaving it here in my garage now. Fortunately, I went out and fucking bought a whole brand new one. This one's twice as big. It's 250cc dual sport. It's the Yamaha Wr250R. Got a fucking California plate on it. Already taking it through the dirt a little bit. Fallen like 3 or 4 times on this thing because it's so fucking tall. So when you start hitting trails, you gotta really pay attention to your balance and shit. So we're gonna take this bitch out today. So I guess I'll do the 360 walk real quick, let you get a good look at it. Put a little dirt on it from taking it. I've only taken on one trail. It's still in the break-in process. Only like 200 miles or something like that right now. So I'm taking her easy, but not too easy. So this thing's fuel injected, unlike the 125, and we're running 250 miles on it. I bought this thing brand new from the dealership, 2018. It's got a lot of power, so I've been getting used to that. So I mentioned I dropped it a handful of times yesterday while I was hitting some trails, some local trails here, and straight up nothing happened to it. Barely any scratches, a couple understandable. The only thing that happened was my front brake handle fucking snapped right in half. But guess that's me. Snapped right in fucking half, but it's alright. It still works, and I can replace it pretty easily. But I tiptoe this thing. I'm fucking 5'8", I think, and I tiptoe it. I had the dealership change the sag a little bit, adjust the sag for someone who weighs closer to my weight. They couldn't get it all the way down because I'm a fucking tiny ass motherfucker. And they said it'd be unsafe to adjust it that much, but they did fuck with it a little bit. So the break-in period's 1,000 miles. We're at 250. About half that, around 500 or 600, I'm gonna have to do an oil change, air filter change, and check out a couple other things. The manual itself for this bike says first maintenance check is at 600. I'll go ahead and do it at 500. This thing rides fucking smooth though. Basically what inspired me to get this was I was having a lot of fun on the 125cc, but it just started to get a little old. I need a little more power, and I just want to be able to cruise on like the freeway and just go places and explore at will. So I did a bunch of research on, first I was looking at 450s, but apparently those require a lot of maintenance that I wasn't really ready for. So I jumped down to the 250s, looked at like the KLX, the CRF, 250L, and then a couple other ones, but it just seemed like this one was the fucking best. This one's just a fucking beast. And I started finding that out yesterday when I dropped it a bunch of times. They weren't light drops. A few of them were light drops, but some of them were kind of hard, and I thought it would really fuck up the bike, but literally nothing. So I still don't have my fucking license. I did schedule an appointment at the DMV, so I should be getting that on 15 days from now. So I'm still riding dirty a little bit. What happened when I got pulled over on the small bike, I was just coming home from work late, and I was sitting in a red light. That bike's too small to trip the red light, so I waited till there's no cars, looked both ways, fucking ran it. And then apparently a cop saw me do that, but chose not to pull me over right then and there. Followed my ass a little bit and waited for me to run a fucking stop sign as well. And then finally lit my ass up. And they really didn't like it. They were just like a little confused and told me it's not a street safe vehicle here in California. So I fucking upgraded heavily. Another thing, I was gonna go to a ride out today, this morning at 10 a.m. in San Francisco. Woo! But I felt like I shouldn't take this bike on a trip that far quite yet. It's still being broken in. San Francisco's about 50 miles away from here, and you gotta take freeways to get there. So I would have just been full throttle, you know, on the freeway. So not the best for a break-in, I don't think. But I definitely want to hit a ride out sometime in the future. So I think today I'm just gonna see what we can find. Hit some fucking vineyards. Fuck that guy. Not really. I've noticed bikers usually don't wave at dirt bikes. I don't know what it is. But motorcyclists seem like they don't fuck with dirt bikes. Obviously not all of them, some will wave, but I stopped initiating the wave. I'll let those fuckers start. Still not my license, so if I were to get pulled over, nothing good is gonna come of this. Okay, here's some motorcyclists coming up. I'm not gonna wave. Let's see if they wave. That's a yep. So some dudes are chill like that. I fuck with that. The speedometer is inaccurate as fuck. It's, I think, like 6 or 7 miles off. I don't know why. It's not that fucking hard to make a speedometer. My fucking phone is a speedometer that works, you know, better than this one. Other than the speedometer issue, I think everything else is legit on this bike. The fucking skid plates are plastic. So that's another thing that's trash. So my plans with this bike are to break her in, you know, get 1,000 miles logged in on the odometer, and then maybe start learning how to wheelie. I might actually try and do that on the small bike, but that thing's running so shitty now. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's not running the best. And I'm a lot less interested in figuring out what's wrong with it now that I've got a fucking bike twice as good. So since we never got to hit the fucking trail in the woods that I said we were gonna hit with the 125cc, I'm definitely gonna take this fucking bad boy up there with you guys. Oh, guess they're running that fucking sign. This person's going so fucking slow. Dude, I'm gonna fucking pass you. This is crazy slow. That's how we do that. I don't got time to be sitting behind your dumbass. I really want to find some vineyards. Just tear up some dirt. Wave, 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 yep. This is where we just were. Gravel. Let's haul ass through here real quick. Oh, yeah. So I've seen a couple people fucking on, I saw one dude on a fucking KTM. Looked like a 250. That dude must be rich as fuck, but goddamn. I've been seeing a lot more dirt bikes in this town. Maybe I'm just more aware of it now that I fucking have one. But it'd be cool to link up with some people and whoa, ride around. Especially since I got the spots in this town. One of which I'm gonna take y'all to, access. One of which I'm gonna take you guys to as soon as I can. Whoop. The trails I went on yesterday were fucking, I shouldn't have even been on them. They're so narrow. I'm so inexperienced with this bike or any bike this fucking size. And I fucking learned real quick. That's sick. I learned real quick how hard it actually is to ride these trails. Because you really gotta, if you're falling right, you might need to lean left just to catch your fucking footing. If there's, you know, a hole on the right or a cliff or something, a ledge. Because this bike's fucking tall. I should have brought some marijuana. Could have burned up in that shack real quick. Let's keep exploring. Let's go this way. When I fell, I didn't have any protective gear on. I was just wearing pants and I might have had a fucking t-shirt on too, but I was fine. I was worried about the bike. The bike was fine too. I didn't fall at speeds like this. I fell going very slow. That's also probably why I didn't fuck up the bike severely. Ooh, there's no way I'm crossing that. And there's a chance for a cop to see me out here, so let's get to going. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, this is fucking fun. Hauling ass off-road. Seems so unnatural. Whoop. Lost control there. Oh, I have an idea. Hee hee. Now let's fucking, that we've showed you guys what's like on the dirt. Let's go terrorize the town. Little head nod. Like I said, I will not fucking initiate a wave to a biker. So I know most of those fuckers won't wave back. Alright, so we're about to head downtown. But on the way downtown, we're gonna stop by some trails that we hit on the 125. See how this bad boy handles them. Right here, bitch. Oh, almost fell. Dope. Thanks, man. Don't worry, I ain't finna kill yo dogs. Guy seems chill, clearly doesn't give a fuck what I'm doing. Woo! Oh shit, it's way funner than the 125. That's for sure. Yeah, so these, oh.
little less happy. Oh, what the fuck? This is new. The fuck? What's the point of that? Now let's get back to the street before someone gets our license plate. I want to get a fucking plate hider, but no, it's extremely illegal, but I think it would definitely be worth it. Fuck it! What are you gonna do, bitch? I'm just gonna jump on the fucking road. Hopefully no cops! Yeah, fucker. Oh yeah, so I should probably talk about fucking buying this thing. I went a couple weeks ago to a dealership, and I knew exactly what I wanted, did the research. I was like, I want a 2018 Wr250R. I knew they had one. I was looking at it. The MSRP said on the tag 6,700 or something like that, which is what I was expecting. And the guy told me that it was actually on sale, and the MSRP for that was actually 5,900. And I was like, oh, word? Okay. And so I fucking came back like a week later, went to go buy the fucking, oh, you can go. I guess not. So I came back a week later, and there was a different guy, and I was ready to fucking buy the thing. So I was like, all right, dude, like, fucking sell me this bike. And he's like, all right, it's gonna be 6,700 MSRP. Watch this dumbass lady try and go before me. It's not gonna happen. Oh, sorry, bitch. So the guy tried to sell it to me for 6,700, printed out the fucking papers and everything, and I was going over the receipt, and I was like, dude, I fucking thought this was 5,900. And he was like, oh, my bad, yeah, you're right. And shredded the thing and made a new one. But I was like, dog, I'm not gonna fucking pay basically the crate and shipping fees. You know, because that's what it knocked off. With the crate and shipping, it brought it back up to around 6,700. But originally, I was gonna have to pay 6,700 plus crate and shipping, so it would have been way more. And then the second thing was, he said my payments were $170 a month, and I was like, what? How the fuck is it so cheap? Because, you know, I was like, the fuck? I'm paying like $7 grand or whatever for this thing. Like, how the fuck is it so cheap? And I don't have the best credit either. So he said it's because I was paying for it over 5 years. Oh, that guy almost fucking hit someone. And I was like, dog, I don't want to fucking pay for this bike for 5 years. I want this done in 2 years. He's like, you can make the payments as quickly as you want. So I could pay like 400 or 500 and knock these bitches out within like a year or two. He's like, you want it to be at least a year so it helps your credit. I don't understand how it would hurt your credit by fucking paying the shop as early as possible, but whatever. I plan for paying for it for at least a year, knocking it out before 2. Biker. Fuck you. Okay, so we pretty much just cruised through downtown, hit some trails, and did a couple other shit. I talked about everything I want to talk about, so I think we're gonna fucking end it there because it's probably creeping around 20 minutes. I ain't gonna let it go past that. So, see you guys in the fucking next episode.